What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Gore here, and we are back for my first show of 2026. Now, I was trying to go live last week, but things just didn't line up. It just wasn't a great start. Had some things pop up. So you know what? Here we are. We're live again, back for 2026. And where's the time gone? I hope you guys all had a great Christmas, a great New Year's. I know Nikki went live last week, so she probably gave her hello to you guys on her show. But yep, for me, this is the first time I'm getting back to you guys. And I hope you guys had a great New Year. And of course, absolutely a great Christmas. I know I did okay. I did okay for Christmas. Tried to spoil my family the best I could. And actually, you know, my wife kind of spoiled me back this year. She allowed your old boy to pick up another dirt bike. So, that's kind of scary, especially being mid-40s. But you know what? It's how I roll. And of course, if you know me, you know I'm a hardcore Suzuki guy. So, but you know what? Let's jump over and let's take a look back in the groove of how we used to do things and see who's popping off in the comment section. Of course, YouTube is always popping off first. Guys, do me a favor, especially you Facebook people. Just put this in your groups, put it on your page, share it, tell your aunt, your uncle, your best friend. AJ's live. The more we can share, the more I can do giveaways. Don't have a giveaway for this show just because there's just not a whole lot of things going on. We're just getting back in the groove of things, getting it ramped up. But you know what? I'll have a giveaway coming soon. But I do have a very special guest, which we'll get into that gentleman here in just a moment. But first, like I said, let's see just who is in the comment section. Real quick heads up. I think my son's just getting home from work. So, of course, my dog is going to be going crazy. She gets excited anytime family member gets home. But first, we got Bass Bros. What's going on? Gary E. always in the house. Damn 415. What's going on? Yep, my son is definitely home, so my dog's going to get crazy. Rob, what's going on? There she is. Who else we got in here? We got M. Honecker. Hello. Steve Yeckel. William Joe Elliott. Chris Horde. Diane Yeckel. Glad to have you in the house. Come on in, Jess. So, let's see here. Who else we got in here? We got Luis Moreno. What's going on, man? And we got Evans Fishing and a lot of the people just coming in. But like I said, yeah, if you guys are sitting here watching, Jason Beck, what's up, man? Mike Fletcher, hello. What's up, AJ? Looking forward to my monster at ICAST. Yes, I'm telling you, if I'm at ICAST this year, I don't know what my schedule is at all. I don't know if I'm working a Red Crest show, if I'm going to do a Bassmaster Classic, if I'm going to be at ICAST, if I'm going to go to any of the sportsman shows. Right now, my schedule's wide open. And you know what? I'm going to be truthful with you guys. If I don't work a single trade show this year, I'll be okay with that. For the simple fact that I've worked trade shows like nonstop for like the last 12, 13 years between the automotive industry and the fishing industry. It might be nice to have a free year of no trade shows. But you know what? Don't get me wrong. I adore trade shows. I still love them. I still have a good time. So if I see you at a trade show and you come up and ask and tell me, where's my monster? You know, I'm going to hook it up. So, all right, guys. Chris McVeigh, what's going on? Who else we got in here? Yeah, just lots of people popping in. But like I said, Facebookers, do me a favor. Please. Evans boy, I'll take your spot. Hey, sharpen up that KastKing knowledge and come in here. But you know what? I got somebody I want to bring in and put on the spot. You guys know him. You guys love him. Mr. Cliff Crochet right there. Got Cajun Baby's jersey. That's one of my favorite jerseys of all time to have on the wall right there. And you know what? You guys got to love. I got to say, for all the KastKing people that I have met, Cliff has got the craziest, funnest personality. And we're going to bring him to the stage. Mr. Cliff Crochet, what's happening, brother? Glad to have you on. You are my first guest for 2026. Glad to have you. How you doing?
I'm good. Am I your first because I'm your favorite?
You are definitely, I got to say, a fan favorite for sure. And you are one of my all-time favorites. You know, you're just a riot. You're just a fun person to be around. You're a genuine, you're a real deal kind of person. You know, and then that's what's crazy. Like in this industry, you know, this is advice for anybody out there. If you're ever going to be sponsored, if you're ever going to work in a professional situation, always praise in public, critique in private. And so Cliff is really good about that. But Cliff also has a fun personality that Cliff just gets to talking sometimes, and some of the craziest things will come out of your mouth. Now, that whole same kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying that you'll just say things that shouldn't be said about products or brands or anything like that. What I meant more is you will, you know, praise in public and critique in private. And a lot of other guys in the industry have that same kind of concept, but that also makes them more professional, more polished, so to speak. And I'm not saying you're not polished. You're more genuine is what I'm kind of getting at, to where a lot of other people will be like, got to be kind of this product robot, you know, and make sure that they put on a certain face for the camera and for the lights. But nah, Cliff's the real deal. Cliff will tell you what.
You know what that is? You want me to tell you why I do that?
Tell me why.
Because I know, like, when we building a product or talking about a product or critiquing a product, and whether that be a reel, rod, reel, line, bolt, hook, any product, like I've been that dude, and hell, I'm so that dude.
You are that dude.
That works overtime and saves money to buy that product, or researches forever to buy that product. Or, you know what I mean? I just, man, I try to respect people's time and money and work they put into it. So
I get it. So guys out there just tuning in, if you guys got any questions or anything for Cliff, I'm going to grab a couple questions as I see him come through in the comments, but I've got a couple questions too. And you know what, Cliff, I'm going to give you a heads up. I might ask a question or two that might be a little tough, but I'm trying some new things out. And of course, hey, you're human just like the rest of us. So sometimes some of these hard questions will help people in their struggles and to push forward and keep going. And I tell you what, I know that I'm no stranger to struggles and hard times and different things. And sometimes you are too. So, but first and foremost, I want to get to it. Cliff, how was your holidays?
Holidays were awesome, bro. Holidays were really cool. So I'm going to tell you a story, bittersweet story, right?
We love Cliff stories.
Let me see the best. I don't know.
Do your thing. If you're running around in the background looking for something, sometimes that's funny too.
Yeah, I want to make sure I get the dates correct. But anyway, let me tell you what the holidays and after that whole Christmas season. You know what I mean? Hey, because here's the story. Realistically, so Christmas is December 25th, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at it, and you don't really talk religion because people, sometimes whatever. But anyway, if from a religious standpoint, the celebration of Christmas is like the 25th until, not leading up to the 25th. So anyway, so this story goes beyond the 25th, but make men enjoy the holidays between Christmas and New Year's. That's why it was so special. Dude, my daddy was cutting a tree. Cut a tree. My daddy had been cutting trees for years. This tree kicked back on him and trapped him on his leg.
That was this Christmas?
Well, it was between Christmas and New Year's.
But this like within the last couple weeks.
Okay. Yeah. I want to say it was like January. No, it was in December. I forget what time, but it was around the holidays. Maybe had that surgery on his foot, on his leg, put some rods and pins and plates.
So it didn't just pin him, and it did some damage.
Yeah, like if it had fell the wrong way, it'd have killed him. But it fell on his leg, and surgery and rehab and all that good stuff going on right now. But it kind of chills you out or
puts things in perspective.
Yeah. So that was so holidays were awesome. Not
other than that, yeah.
Well, that was I don't want to say a cool deal, but like it was an event that it puts things into.
It was a segue to kind of put things into perspective. Okay, I see where you're going now.
Holidays were good, bro. It makes you appreciate health, and kids are happy. Santa Claus stopped by, and it's always fun, bro. Life is good.
Yeah, I totally see where you're going with that. Like, yeah, you have a situation happen, especially right around the holidays, that could have changed. I mean, that was your dad, right? That you said that was your father. So, I mean, imagine having your dad for Christmas and not New Year's.
Yeah, we was almost in that situation.
Yeah, like I was going to say a couple years ago. My son's now 19, but I want to say he was around 3 or 4 years old. And back in the day, we had, you remember the old TVs that weighed 9,000 pounds, even if they were a 27-inch TV, they had the thick glass on them. Well, so this was way back before. This is right when like the the flat screen TV trend was just taking off, and they were still $1 million for a flat screen. So most houses only had one, if you had one, and every other room, if a room had a TV, it was one of those old glass TVs. Well, my son was like 3 or 4. I think it was like 3. And we had like a 27-inch or a 32-inch TV, big old heavy dog. And he went climb, and it was sitting on the top of his chest of drawers, right? And he starts climbing up the dresser, up those, using the drawers as a ladder. And that thing fell on him right as he got to the top. And it actually made it to where he was temporarily like paralyzed, like he couldn't use his legs. And we had to have him out by ambulance. And he went, of course, we live out in the middle of nowhere. So he went, took an 1.5-hour ride by ambulance down to a medical center in Phoenix, away from us. And I had to drive down there, and we spent an entire day, and he couldn't hardly use his legs. And then it started coming back. But that was right before Christmas. I think that was like a week and a half, 2 weeks before Christmas. That just scares the hell out of you.
I was just looking at my phone with some dates. Yeah, it was December 8th. So I had my dates kind of mixed up. It's all together. But yeah.
Still, so you're getting into that holiday swing, and that's just
yeah.
Pretty right after Thanksgiving, just before Christmas. Whew, that'll get you.
But yeah, life is good. Everybody's healthy. Well, getting healthy and healthy. So yeah, it's good. Let me tell you this. I'm pretty excited. I got my boat being sold this week. I got my new boat coming next week. Oh, life is good.
Now, what boat are you? Are you still with Blazer?
No, AJ.
What happened?
No.
What happened?
No, they.
That was. Wait a minute. I think I remember. Correct me. And my apologies to Cliff's actual boat brand that he is running now. This is my mistake, not Cliff Crochet's. Does it start with an R?
It does.
Okay, so Ranger boats. I remember that now. I forgot. Oh, man.
I got a Z520R. Got that coming. Power poles, and it's out with the old. Gonna make somebody a really sweet deal on a tricked out boat. I got a new one coming, and very thankful to be in that situation.
Have they made any improvements on a 26 versus a 25? Is there like any big changes, or is it minor, or
it's
great platform that no change needed at the moment?
No, great platform. Great platform.
It's a Ranger.
It's a Ranger. Slow and steady moving forward.
Yeah, buddy.
You couldn't say Ranger slow and steady. Ranger. Still building legends one at a time.
That's it.
Slow and steady moving forward with their products, because it's a solid product.
Now, what did you power it with?
Mercury 250 Pro XS.
Okay.
Bob's machine, hydraulic jack plate. Okay. Lawrence Electronics. And so let me tell you, new year, new me. Not a new year, new me, but you gotta have some sense. You gotta reflect from time to time. And so that Ranger, big old tackle box, bro. Big old tackle storage right in the middle.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna try not to fill it up this year. And because, dude, I'm the dude that's like square bills, balsa crankbaits, 1/4 ounce spinnerbaits, 3/8 ounce spinnerbaits, 1/2 ounce spinnerbaits, tubes, jigs, cross. Next thing I know, I got half a Bass Pro on my boom. And I think I'm going to try to reverse that a little bit and keep it very
scale it down a little bit.
Just keep it calm, Now
we'll get into some viewers' questions here in a minute, but you really struck a nerve with me there. So ever since I put that new Suzuki Stealth on my Champion, the Champions kind of sit like this in the water no matter what, right? They always kind of sat nose high. Dude, that Suzuki Stealth is not small. Like, it's bigger than the Mercury. You know how Yamaha is just a giant? Well, Suzuki's right there with Yamaha. Yamaha are big engines. Suzuki's are big engines. The Mercury and the Evinrudes, God rest the old Evinrude soul there that came and went, the G2s and everything else. But but they were smaller platform engines. They just didn't have as large, but that's just a 4-stroke in general. I mean, you put a cam, an oil sump, everything in there, you're going to get a larger platform. But Mercury's found a way to do it a lot smaller. With that said, I put that Suzuki on there, and that thing's freaking enormous, dude. So now my boat's like it feels like it's standing straight up all the time, even though it's the same size horsepower. It's just the weight's different. And I'm one of those guys that feel like, and it sounds like you're the same. Like, I need to have every crankbait I own. I need to have every square bill I can stuff in there. I need 455 different crawl plastics. I need 95 different types of Senkos in there. I need 842 rods in that deck, and I'm going to fish with 6 rods the entire day and throw 85% is going to be my go-to baits I'm stubborn on. And so over the last year, I've been really trying to not put as much stuff in the boat, and it's hard. It is hard.
Let's be real. Spinnerbait, chatterbait, rattle trap, frogging, flipping, punching. That's about it. Like that. But what gets me is when I start loading my boat. So I get in my shed, and so let's say I got a 1.5 ounce punching rod that comes with me everywhere I go. Just in case you got it, in case, Then I got a black and blue jig. Then I got a craw color jig. Then I got a 1/4 ounce Texas rig. Then I got a 3/8 Texas rig. Then I got a 1/2 ounce Texas rig on braid. I'm like, man. Then I got a black and chartreuse crankbait. Like a 1.5. Then I got a 2.5 shag color. Then I got I'm like, Cliff, to make good casts, bro. Because that's, the wrong bait in the right spot can still work. Just
can, absolutely. So, here's a question from Evans Boys Fishing. What rod specs would you use for a bladed jig and a deadbolt reel?
That's a good question.
Do you throw a bladed jig on a deadbolt?
I throw a bladed jig a lot. It's just a good bait. And I throw at they all chatterbaits. It's like rattle traps. They all chatterbaits. So I throw a chatterbait. I like the deadbolt on a chatterbait, and real quick, because that chatterbait is that bait, or is in that category of baits where you can throw it on a 20-pound line most of the time. So if you throw it on a 20-pound line, your drag's locked down, which brings us to the deadbolt conversation. So I like the deadbolt. I like the centrifugal brakes. That's all important when throwing a chatterbait. That's really important when skipping a chatterbait.
Okay.
So that's the reel. I throw on 20 fluoro, and then the rod. And I kind of built this rod on, I don't know if I built it on accident, but it ended up being a really good chatterbait rod. That 7.4 Spirale composite. It's like a 7.4 composite.
Is that going to be the 70-30? Okay.
I like the 7.4. We have the same rod available if you rather a 7-foot. But that rod is I wish I could tell you I did it on purpose. I guess I kind of did. I told Al, anytime you're on KastKing, you got to talk about Al Norika. Thank you, Al.
Which Al is actually back in Arizona, so I'm going to be fishing with Al here in the next couple of weeks. But anyways,
we built that rod. It got a lot of tip. It has some tip, but it's not flimsy. It got some tip, but once you get to it,
and you've got to have some tip.
You got to have some tip, but when you skipping and when you catching fish in cover, you also have to be able to move them. And that Spirale 7.4 composite is, to me, a really, really good chatterbait rod. That's the one I can keep talking about that rod reel, and we can make this a chatterbait deadbolt Spirale show. But
so that's 20-pound fluoro.
20-pound
with your 7.4.
7.4 and one deadbolt.
Your 70-30 composite rod. So and that's like a linear S-glass composite with that, right?
Yeah. So I'll throw the fluorocarbon if I'm like docks, rocks, that kind of stuff, trees. But that rod with that chatterbait, I'll just put braid on it when I get in a grass situation.
So I got a question right here. I've got this one right here. Hey Cliff, what plastics are you going to this year? I'll let you think about that, but here I'm gonna throw this one up real fast. Are our questions gonna get in or no? Yeah, we're getting there. Sorry, just you get into conversations, it happens, but yeah.
That's my fault because I get long-winded, I get pumped up. So
it's all good. Well, he got plastics, new fishing.
Plastics. Big bite baits, plastics. That's what I've been with them for a minute now. Favorite big bite bait that I like. Bro, I tell you one I really like, and I talked about it a bunch last year on my social media stuff, is a tube. They make a 4-inch tour flipper, a tube bait.
Okay.
And my favorite color is, it's called 1099, and it's black and blue with green pumpkin.
Nice.
So, 1099, Texas, bass fishing. If you had to pick two colors to put together, it'd be black, blue flake, and green pumpkin.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Calls it 1099. And to go back to more baits, we got a million baits. It's kind of like colors. So real quick, in a standard tackle box of 3,700 deep, I use Busby boxers, really like them. Check them out. But you can set up like 4 colors on each side, and I put one in the middle, so that's 9 colors. And man, I got to organizing my tackle and reorganizing and ordering baits and stuff, and I had 9 colors in there. I'm like, dude, you throw 3 of them. You throw black and blue, you throw green pumpkin, you throw black, blue, green pumpkin mix, maybe you throw a little orange in the spring. So like I downsized my tackle box from a full 3,700 to the next size down to carry less colors because fishing's all about like finding the right combination. Or the less options you have to mess with, the easier it is to find that right combination. I think.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm completely with you. So Mr. Moreno here, 2525's got a great question that I think can actually go into one of the questions I have on my list here that I wanted to ask you too. So his question is, Cliff, what's your mindset coming into this new season, which I think definitely runs alongside the question I want to ask as well. So with that mindset, what's your new mindset coming into the season, and how did you prepare and make changes or adjustments for 2026? So how that all may wrap in together.
So it's all in the same, right? So my mindset coming into the new season. So here's my new mindset. Or it's not my new mindset. I'm going back to an old mindset, right?
Okay.
When I was about 50 pounds lighter, I had less kids, I had less worry, I had less everything. And that deal was to go fishing, have fun, put the most fish I could in a boat, and try to win money. And so in this season, 2026, I'm fishing in PFL, which is a different league.
Hold on. I was going to get there and ask, but now that I know,
it's a 5-fish limit, no forward-facing sonar, not getting into that whole discussion. I just prefer, I really like that tournament with no forward-facing sonar.
So is that new for this year?
No, they did it last year.
Last year, okay.
Did last year.
I thought it was like maybe some of them didn't have it and some did, but no, totally none at all.
So here's the biggest deal about what I changed and how so I want to have fun. I want to go back to fishing. And I feel like I spent a lot of time in the past explaining Major League Fishing, defending Major League Fishing, trying to grow Major League Fishing. I spent a lot of time in my career explaining bass to people, offering opinions and trying to make this league and that league better and whatever. It's not my job to run a league. If they wanted my opinion, they'd call me and ask me. So that's why I'm excited to go to I'm excited to go to MPFL. They do their thing. They have their vision. Obviously they're growing and gaining some traction, and they're going that way. And I think I'll jump on the train and go that way with them for a little bit, have fun, and follow their lead and see how many fish I can catch. I'm excited to support that league, as I have with all leagues I fish, but they can run the league and I'm going fishing. And
It's crazy too, because like I remember when NPFL came out a couple of years ago, and there was quite a bit of hype about it. And then it all of a sudden seemed like it just kind of hit a brick wall and just really slowed down. But then in the last year, I would say year and a half, they've been just all of a sudden everybody's like, wait a minute, what? NPFL just possibly seems like they're getting it figured out. Like it almost seems, and forgive me, Bass, and forgive me, Major League Fishing, I'm not trying to take anybody's sides, but it almost seems like there's been drama or differences of opinions, like you said, and you're not here to give opinions, but it just seems like there's just been like, I don't know, there's been some turbulence in the two big players.
So I can tell you this, I've enjoyed every day I spent at Bassmaster. And I can see myself at one point trying to go back to Opens and trying to requalify for the Elite Series. I enjoyed I spent a lot of my 99% of my time at Major League Fishing. And I'm enjoying 100% of my time at NPFL. But I can tell you, there was a time some time ago where I didn't care about any leagues, and I didn't care about the money. I didn't not care about the money like that, like we're millionaires. But like I didn't care about entry fees. I didn't care about payouts. I didn't care about nothing. When I was at my best as a fisherman, my main goal, God, I loved it. I missed this, and I'm excited to get back to it. At one point, my main goal in fishing was to when I walked into a room, and I don't know if I ever accomplished this, but I want to accomplish this. When I walk into a room, and this goes back to team tournaments, when we used to have meetings and stuff, I'm going to get to the point right here. When I walk into a room somewhere, I just want somebody to lean over and they say, that dude over there, that's a bad son of a bitch. He's good. And if I can accomplish that, life will be good.
I think you've accomplished it in a lot of in a lot of ways that you take for granted, but I know where you're going. Like you've rubbed shoulders with, I mean, on my wall, there's some big names on this wall, and some impressive names. I've got some like Matt Shura, Johnny Johnson, Max Hernandez. These guys are some hometown heroes of mine. Then you've got Josh Bertrand, you fished against Josh Bertrand, and you guys have had your struggles and things like that. So you've been in good company, but then up at the top, guys like Chapman and Reese and James and even Dylan over there, fishing the walleye series. I mean, there's some big heavy hitters, but I get what you're saying. It's one thing to fish amongst heavy hitters and some big names, but to be a big name that they fear as well. You know what I mean? You want to walk in a room and you want those guys to also, you want guys like Chapman and Elam and Skeet and to go, oh, damn, Cliff's here. Oh, no. You know what I mean? Like, got to have my A game today. I can't sandbag this one. So,
and we've all had good tournaments and, thrown punches and won a couple fights, lost a couple fights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, dude, tournament fishing's fun. That's the reason why I started at 12 and I'm still chasing them things at 42. And I want to get back to being a teenager and chasing fish and let whatever happens over yonder happen and put mine on a scale and have fun.
Well, you may have already answered my next question that I'm kind of going into, and I see this as a great opportunity. Since making the MLF tour and then being there for a couple of years, and then unfortunately, it's no secret, got eliminated. I mean,
they moved the goalposts on us, AJ. They moved the goalposts on us.
Yeah, they moved the goalpost. Yeah, and that's the thing is, it was a different game when you came in, and then it's a different game. It's constantly evolving, and it kind of changes that window. Like the window was here where Cliff shined, and maybe over here it's not so hot. Like you said, you win some, you lose some. But with that, so now you're not on what some people would call one of the biggest stages. There's people that love MLF. There's people that think MLF sucks, and I'm not saying anything, but there's those people that have that opinion. They have the same opinion of Bass, same opinion of NPFL. But the Bass Pro Tour was one hell of a big stage, and to no longer to not make the cut to be on that stage. And I know that it's not what you love to hear, and I hate doing that to you. But you know what? What does that do to you?
When they move the cut, it's hard to make it.
Yeah.
Now, when you miss the cut, whether they move the line,
where do you go from there when that happens to you? What happened? What happened, Cliff?
Well, you just look in the mirror and you eat it. I mean, you just you take it, and it is what it is. And maybe it's some humble pie, maybe it's result of a bad business decision. Who knows? It can be anything. But like, man, it's competition. They got promotion side of it, and they got sales and social media and that whole side of competitive fishing at this level. But you, it's like any other sport, bro. It's like losing a football game. Yeah. You go back, you watch film, you love to hate that situation, you hate to love it. Like, yeah, you just dust yourself off and get up off the mat and go back at it.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing too, is like you said, moving the goalpost. So they move the goalpost. You have to understand, okay, well, the rules changed, didn't quite fit my style. And I'm not saying that you're not taking the accountability, but that's also another thing is accountability of, okay, what can I grow on? What can I do better? How can I move forward? I mean, and if you don't, then you probably never will move forward, and that's the thing, and you'll fade away. And nobody wants to see Cliff Crochet fade away.
Well, I'll never fade away. Life is good. But I just saw a comment on there about younger fishermen and getting involved in high school or whatever, getting involved in tournament fishing. Like, tournament fishing is supposed to be fun, but you got to have a sharp memory. You got to have thick skin, because you will get beaten. Mm-hmm. Like, it just happened. So, like, if you quit playing baseball when you were younger because you didn't like striking out and you thought, the other kid threw too fast and they were bullies, but don't go tournament fishing, because the same type of dudes in tournament fishing.
100%.
Tournament fishing is a great community, but just understand that there's competition. You know what I mean?
Is.
Hey, and we talk about this all the time too. And if you're not into competition and you just like to go fishing on Saturday morning, you just as much of a fisherman as the tournament dudes. Like, fishing is
every right to be there just as much as they do.
Yeah, but if you want to, if you're interested in tournament fishing, you have to like competition.
Yeah.
But to focus on this question at the screen, how can you get your kid involved in tournament fishing? I can tell you what I did as a kid and what I'm doing now with my kid is starting local, 3-hour tournaments, local lakes, small entry fees, and just introducing them to tournament fishing, and just feeding them small crumbs of it. Maybe me and my son fish 2 tournaments a year, 2-3 afternoon tournaments, maybe a day tournament, just to give him some crumbs.
See how he's going to palate it.
See how he's going to like it. See if he enjoys it. And just like he's 10, so we'll fish 2. Like, we might fish 2 this year. That way, next year he wants to fish more instead of fishing 10 and burning him out. So
yeah,
just feed him small pieces. And I would tell you this about kids fishing and getting into tournament fishing, right? I started fishing tournaments as a teenager, and my dad fished a little bit, but he didn't fish tournaments, nothing. But I do remember this. This is a big part in my career, and this is a really big deal. But we would fish as a teenager. We'd fish Friday afternoon tournaments, 3 fish limits, 3-hour tournaments, and we won a couple and we lost a couple, whatever. But my dad would always encourage me, and he'd say, "Man, you know what? You and your buddy, y'all 13, 14 years old fishing against grown men. And had you caught one more fish, you would have won. Y'all would have won." And he's like, "You just need one more bite." Like, but he did it in a positive way, like a little more work, a little more. Just keep pushing.
Yeah, you were right there.
Yeah, just keep pushing.
You
You're
were
doing the right
into it.
things. Just keep doing more of it, and it's gonna happen. And I mean, I should have listened to my daddy a lot more, but I listened to that message. So I would introduce it to kids in introduce kids to tournaments in small doses. And as always, good job. Maybe next time. Keep fighting, keep working, keep it fun, and let that fire burn and just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and let it be their fire. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't. So like with my son, he likes to fish. Don't get me wrong. He does like to fish, but he ain't like his dad. You know, I grew up with my dad working on outboards, you know, as a boat mechanic. So it was always work and little play. And we'd go out to the lake to test a boat because back in the old days, that's how they did it. They ran the boat out at the lake, you know, before everybody was worried about lawsuits and legalities and liabilities and everything else. He worked on somebody's boat. He ran it. And not just in a 55-gallon drum, you know, on a smaller outboard or backed into a pond or whatever. No, he went and ran that boat. And so half time I'd go with him. We'd tootle around with that boat. And then finally he'd be like, can we fish now, Dad? Can we fish now? Can we fish now? So that I think is the finally getting to fish is what turned me into like a crackhead for fishing. Like, oh, what am I going fishing again?
You just said crackhead?
Yeah, I did say crackhead. So.
Hey, I'll tell you what else too about kids and fishing. So like, I got Ben's 8, Lee's 10, and the twins are 5, right? And I've watched them stair step. Ben started with brim, and Lee would cry when he didn't catch none. Then I watched Ben kind of go towards more of the bass fishing and throwing spinnerbaits, and I watched now Lee's into catching perch, and I see him starting to go into the, you know, wanting to catch more bass in a local pond and stuff. And now the twins are kind of interested in catching perch. So to watch them evolve and get a little more interested is cool too.
And to watch it shift, yeah.
But I would tell you this, God, this is gonna sound crazy. They could put me in the hospital for speaking like this, but like the Cajun Baby,
crackhead. So go.
like Cliff Crochet Tournament Pro is way different from Cliff Crochet that fishes with his kids. Like this like I've learned that you can't do it. These two dudes don't mix.
No,
now, this dude still got a little fire in him, but it's this dude's a lot more calm and teaching and trying to make sure that my boys have a good time on the boat. Completely
understand it. Like my son, like that's one of the things that I always used to try to like, almost used to like, he'd want to go. And then there were times where I forced him to go, you know, and there were times where he had a great time and loved it. And then there were other times where he was just like, just not into it today. I'd rather be somewhere else. And that would bother me. And then I'm like, what is going on? And then I'd have to just stop and check myself and be like, he likes to fish, just not the level that you like to, and not the way that you like to. So
that's a 2-hour trip instead of a 10-hour trip.
Yes. See, yeah, I'm a 10-hour trip kind of guy. Like if I go out, I'm like, unless it's like July, you know, sun up to sundown in Arizona, 110, 115 and 45% humidity. That's when our humidity starts picking up. It's awful.
45%. Poor y'all.
Yeah. Well, put 110, 115 in there too. Well, I'll tell you what, you need to come fish in late June when it's like 119 and no breeze. And it's dead slick.
AJ,
I know you're in the swamps, but
I love you. Listen, maybe we can get some comments. I'm gonna stop talking and start answering questions. I promise, bro. There's a dude from Arizona complaining to a dude from South Louisiana about summer heat. Come on, man. How about this? The preferred bait to use on a deadbolt.
There you go.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna start answering some questions. That sort of deadbolt. You know, of course, shallow water techniques, that whole deal. Frogging's probably is when I built a deadbolt, I shouldn't say when I built the deadbolt. The real thought process and the idea of the deadbolt was frog fishing. Because back in the day, you know, on a standard reel, you got to make sure your drag is tightened up, and I just wanted to take that out of the mix. So
nice. So, okay, guys, real quick to go back to what's worse. We'll let the fans answer this one because I think it'd be kind of a fun thing. A severe dry. Which would you rather have? People that know or people that can think of it. Would you rather have 115 dry heat, or would you rather have what's the average hot temperature, like 105, 100 with like 85% humidity?
Like in summertime, like August.
Yeah. When do you dread? When does it suck for you?
Like 90 in like August, July, August. You're looking at like 88 into 90, 100% humidity.
Oh, that does suck. I don't like humidity at all. So when I get into, like I said, 45% humidity and whatnot. So, dude, I'm telling you, and I get it because I've been to like Orlando and stuff, you know, in July, and that humidity kills me. Like,
right. Here's the deal with humidity. You ready? Bro, they about the fires. You said crackhead. I said whatever. Here's the story about humidity.
We're doing it, bro.
Straight up. You walk outside, 100% swamp ass. Instantly.
Ass. I'm with you there. Okay. Oh, that's the story that I used to tell about iCast. I'm like, you know what I hate about iCast? When it's really hot and humid, storms are doing whatever they're doing. Because I've been to tons of iCasts, and there's some iCasts where it's just the weather's not that bad. Tolerable. And then there's other iCasts where you're like, dude, swamp ass is thick tonight. But yeah, you'll come out of the hotel, and for somebody who's used to a really dry climate, you're clean and dry as soon as you walk out that hotel door. But before you make it to the car in the parking lot, you already need to go wash your booty because the sweat started from here and it's hitting your ankles. Like, and of course it's passing everything in between. Like I'm with you there on
guaranteed swamp ass.
Guaranteed. Yeah. Swamp ass is it's nobody's friend. It's nobody's friend. So, well, Cliff, before I let you go, hold on. I got right here. Got to ask this one, and then I got one more for you. Do you ever do any gator fishing?
I don't. I see a bunch everywhere. I've never messed with them. I never messed with them. Because gator season is September, right in the middle of football season. And I'm either, fishing or I enjoy coaching football. So, and you got to get tags for them and stuff. So I've never took part in gator hunting.
Really?
But one of my buddies did some gator hunting, and now they famous. So,
and what buddy is that? If you're allowed to drop that shout
out. So Jacob Landry, Jacob and his daddy Troy and T. Clint and that whole group. Yeah.
All right.
They've been doing that forever. They some good dudes, funny dudes. And they hit at the right time, in the right place, and it's been fun to watch them do that deal. Hell, almost 15 years now.
Wow,
man, life is good.
Life is good. All right, Cliff. Before I let you go, who are your sponsors this year? Who's your big primary sponsors, and then all the way down, as many as you can remember. I hate that because sometimes you always feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Yeah. You're on the spot. But who supports Cliff Crochet this year?
So of course we got KastKing, right? KastKing has been around for several years now, and I'm thankful to let me hang around. So KastKing will be there. So here's a good deal about sponsorship. People always talk about that. I know I'm dragging my feet. It's supposed to be 30 minutes show now. I'm on 45 minutes. I'm getting it there. Man, I'm lucky. I've been able to deal with some industry people for a long time. Bill Lewis has been around since 2011. Bill Lewis, Rattle Traps, now owned by GSM. So you got Bill Lewis, Cooler Brand, Buka, Big Bite, Frog Factory with Freddie Rumbanis and building frogs and rivets and that kind of stuff. Power Pole's been with me for a long time. Who else I got? Man, I got Busby. Tackle box is real cool. Ranger Mercury, Bass Pro Shops. And then I'm dealing with Deep Dive app this year, trying to include a little technology into my planning and stuff. Check that app out. That's pretty good. Pretty cool app, Deep Dive. Man, I'm going into Louisiana food market a little bit. Man to Fine Meats, I think, is coming on. Boudin and sausage and ham. That's an interesting one. Lowrance, longtime partner. Bob's Machine Shop. God, I need AJ, help me out. Don't let me forget. Big Bite Baits. Who else is with me? K2 Cool is doing K2 forever. God, dude, this question will get you in trouble. BAM Industrial Supply. My partner Michael Bennett in Fort Worth. BAM Industrial Supply. He takes care of me.
I was gonna say, is there anybody, because being on the level that you're on, I know that you've got some smaller, and that's what people don't really realize at times too. You'll have big names like Ranger Boats, you know, and KastKing, and you know, Lowrance and Mercury, whatever. But then you also get these other people that have taken a gamble in life and put everything they can into this small little business, and they sponsor somebody like Cliff, whether it's like a construction company in a hometown, or they're making their own baits, or like KastKing started out of a garage, you know, things like that. Is there anybody that I would say is more mom and pop that is sponsoring you that you'd love to give a big praise to for kind of putting themselves out there for you?
Yeah, so I might get fired on this, but whatever, bro, whatever.
I hope you know that's not what I'm trying to do.
I deal with Buckeye Lures is also a GSM brand, jigs and spinnerbaits and buzzbait and stuff. But like for a minute, I dealt with a dude named Roger Perkins and Crusher Lures in Alabama. I was mom and pop company. Check Raj out; he's a good dude. I dealt with Humdinger Lures, which is down here in Louisiana. That's good stuff. I dealt with Stale Cracker, Cajun two-step seasoning.
Yeah,
which is you know, he's a viral character on social media, but his seasoning, Cajun two-step, you know, it's that's mom and pop. I've been real lucky to deal with some good people for a long time, and that's cool.
It takes good people to know good people, so we love having you, Cliff.
I'm glad to be around. Hey,
my wife says, "Hi, Cliff." She's getting ready to leave for church.
Pray for me. I talked to the priest this morning. I went and talked to the priest this afternoon. Bro, we need. Listen, can we get Al to like hang around or something? I don't know. Like, bro, Al's cool. I miss Al. In fact, Al talked to me. We texted this morning, but it's pretty awesome. We need Al back around.
Come out to Arizona. Al's in Tucson right now. I just saw Al the other day. He came by and I did some work for him on one of his kayak trailers. But yeah, so come to Arizona if you got some time. I know you're getting a kickoff. We'll go do some fishing there. I got a couple little secret spots that are kind of hot right now that I don't really promote. There's some other politics behind why, but and I'll explain that later. But yeah, there's one lake and it's a gold mine. Like every cast, I shouldn't say every cast, but every fish you'll catch will be anywhere between 3 and 7 pounds.
That's big fish.
That's good quality, like every time. The problem is the lake is at 1.5% right now. That's
not good.
It is not good. And there's not a single boat ramp in the water, and you got to drive. So they're all concentrated. Like it's at a point, they took a bunch of bass out, but just to protect it, because they don't want it to turn completely over and then end up poisoning, you know, what water is there and whatnot and killing off what's there. But there's still a huge concentration of bass and crappie in there, right? And the only scary thing is like I'm gonna go out there in the next week or two and drive out because Al wants to go hit it again. I showed it to him last year, and he's like, that is one of my favorite lakes of all time. Like this is a hidden little jewel. I was like, oh, it is too. It is. And but anyhow, yeah, but I'm scared to go out there right now because you're gonna have to drive down on that old. I could call it the crust. You know what I mean? Like, and you get through that first layer. You know what I'm talking about. If you've fished long enough and gone and launched on a non-ramp on a lake that's low and you get down into the dirt to try to launch, dude, you'll sink it to the bottom. Like, and we're talking, plus this lake is kind of like, it's a non-maintained lake. It's kind of, I can't say too much because I don't want to say there's politics with it, but it's crazy. It's crazy, but I'm going to hit it soon. So I heard the water level came up 5 feet. So that might be enough. The deepest spot of this lake is 17 foot, which I'm used to lakes that are like Roosevelt, where I fish, is like 100 and I don't even know what its deepest spot is. I know that I've graphed 138 foot and I catch them drop shot in 60 foot, but back east, that's not that deep. That's incredibly deep. So,
yeah. So talking about water depth, I know we keep it. All these deals are supposed to be like 30 minutes. We just go for like an hour, whatever. But let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about fishing water depth and stuff. You know, because I'm going through the questions, I'm gonna see about favorite techniques and that kind of stuff. Shallow water stuff. And here's one thing that I've done in the past to like pattern fish. Because when you get into shallow water, sometimes too shallow, your depth finder don't read, and you don't get a good return, that kind of stuff. But I've had like patterns where like if I was kicking up so much mud with my trolling motor in my boat, and like if I knew if I just kicked up a little bit mud, that was the right amount of water. But if I was kicking up too much mud, it wasn't enough. And that's some of the coolest patterns ever. Like when you can like use your surroundings to like dial in. That's cool.
The stuff. Original depth finders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real deep. Put that right up there.
I ruined a prop on that Suzuki right out of the gate. It was like my third time out. Never ruined a prop in my life. Hope not to do another one. And props ain't cheap, man. And I was on a boat ramp that I normally don't use. And like I said, that boat sits lower in the water now. And right as I was just coming up onto the trailer and gave it that last little hard shove, and that boat was just perfect. It went, and as soon as then my shallow water alarm went off. I'm like, really? Like, really?
You don't have a jack plate?
No, not on that 18-foot champion. No jack plate. I thought I had it trimmed up enough, but
so here's a story about a jack plate. I'm gonna quit talking, I promise. So, so jack plates are great tools for high performance and long runs and tweaking your boat. You know what I'm saying? But every time I shut down, I could be at Lake Roosevelt, Rayburn, Chafla Basin at my house. It don't matter. Anytime when I start shutting my boat down, I come up on a jack plate. That way my motor comes straight up, and and you can pick your motor up instead of tilting it, and it just rides better. But
yeah.
Hey, so real quick, I'm gonna stop 1 second. We talk about what's going on, Dan. What's going on? Just get with AJ, send me our social media, or check it out, see what's up. Appreciate that. Like here's the cool deal about fishing. Just talking fishing. We went from jack plates to props to swamp ass to deadbolts. Like that's fishing. That's fun.
Yes. These are real problems and real things that people face.
We talked a little tournament, and tournament organization, and it's all cool. But that's the deal with fishing, bro. Talking fishing and hanging out. And look, when conversations go on for hours, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff.
Money is.
Yep.
That's what
fun is.
Yes.
So
well, Cliff, before I turn you loose, one last thing. This is your moment to promote yourself. Tell everybody how to follow you. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you may have. I don't know. What do you got coming on? The mic is yours, Cliff. Do your thing.
So social media, all my social media is Cliff Crochet. I don't know. I got some Cajun Baby fishing and stuff in there, but I'll just search Cliff Crochet and it'll get you to me. It's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Trying to get some YouTube stuff going on.
YouTube's a hard animal these days.
YouTube's hard, man. Here's the story. YouTube is it's not so much. What's hard with YouTube is it takes preparation, and sometimes you think your story's not good. You don't know if people see it, and you got to edit it, and it's props to the cats that get it done on their own, and it's an interesting deal. But yeah, trying to get some content there. Check me out. Any questions? Let me know. That's, I mean, maybe I'm a pro fisherman. I guess I am, but I'm really just a little fat dude that likes to fish.
Hey, that's the best kind right there. Have you thought about Rumble? Rumble's like YouTube. Have you heard of Rumble?
I have not.
Check out Rumble. Write that down, Rumble, or I'll text it to you. But I've been meaning to get on Rumble, and I've actually talked to quite a few people that use Rumble, and they say that's a quick way to get seen. And actually, also for those, this is what now I'm no expert. Don't get me wrong, but I've heard you can get paid and grow faster right now on Rumble than any other platform that's like YouTube. So Rumble is kind of like a competitor YouTube. And I'm on YouTube right now. Sorry, YouTube, that I'm on YouTube talking about Rumble. I apologize that I'm out. I'm done. I just shot myself. Rumble, start a live so I can stream to you. They do have live, but not through StreamYard. So
somebody asked about tournament fishing and how to get in tournament fishing and sponsors and all. That's always a conversation. Well, and gaining views and that type of stuff and YouTube and social media, something like that. I worked for a dude a couple years back. His name was Burton Angel. And Burton Angel worked at he was a part owner of K2 Coolers at a certain point.
Okay.
And Burton told me in about 2007 or 8 or something. He's like, bro, you tournament fishing is one thing. He's like, but you gotta do social media's gonna be the deal. YouTube's coming and the whole deal. And at the time I was a little bit younger, too stupid, and I didn't listen because I knew a whole bunch. I wouldn't listen. And he was right. He was 10,000% right. And I should have listened to him more than I did. And that is one of my biggest regrets in fishing, is not listening. So to the point of that is, when you're dealing with people, with people that are paying you and people that have knowledge of the industry and salespeople that know what's going on, when they feed you advice, take it. Yeah. And I always talk about Al. Al was really good at giving advice,
dude. Al is
to help you.
I love it, and he just got a way of carrying himself that he's so calm, spoken, collected. He never, like, you can ask Al 15 questions fast, and he won't answer like that.
AJ,
he stops and he goes,
well, let me think about that for a minute. Bro, my last story, I swear. My best Al Norrica story is, I got a bunch of them, but here's the easiest one. Bro, nobody knows Al Norrica is like a giant.
He's a big dude.
Dude, I don't know how old is Al now, 70 or something?
I think so, yeah. I think he's in his 70s.
Bro, that's a big old man.
Strong, too.
Yeah,
he's super strong still.
Al says, Cliff, you ever think about putting that frog down? I'm like, well, Al, I might put the frog down. Or he'll say something like that, bro. I love that dude.
Those little subtle.
Yeah.
Let me slide that to you. You just take it. Just palate that for a minute there. Just put it out there. Al is so cool, calm, collected, genuine. Love the guy. But seriously, you know what? I'm going to try to get Al on in the next couple of weeks. And if I do,
can I be on with him? Can I be on with him?
Yes. And what I might do, in case he's not watching this, I might be letting the cat out of the bag. And if I do, I do. Oh, well, that just tells me that Al's watching my show if I do. And he's a busy guy in this retired life. He's actually fishing tournaments. He's fishing the Opens The Kayak Opens, Bassmaster Kayak Opens.
Running.
Yeah.
Bro, if y'all don't know, dude, Al must be 6'4", 6'4", like
somewhere in that market for sure.
Yeah, and Al probably weighs Al's probably he's got to be 270.
I don't want to call Al fat.
He's not fat at all, but he's a
fat.
big man.
He's a thick.
He's fit, but
damn boy,
in a kayak. I said, Al, you can't fish in a kayak.
And it's not a motorized kayak either.
No, it's I got pictures of Al in his kayak, and I'm like, man, big man.
He's a big ass dude in this kayak,
little jacket,
and he's just out pedaling away. He fished Havasu. I don't know if you've ever fished Havasu.
He
pedaled all up and down Havasu, and that lake, the wind is never not blowing at that lake.
I caught a few fish at Havasu. I fished a Bass Elite Series there. I mean, I would probably go back and hang out around the London Bridge area if I could, on a busy weekend. Yep. Just, it's probably a good place to hang out, It
is a very fun place to hang out, but but yes. So, but right on. Well, Cliff, man, brother, thank you so much for coming on. What a great way to start the new year. Glad to have you on. Dude, when is your first tournament? Before I turn you, I'm going to turn you loose right after this, I swear. But when is the first?
March 19th through 21st.
March 19th through the 21st is your first one.
NPFL.
Okay, so I got to figure out how to get you out here sometime in February to go fishing with me and Al on the little honey hole.
Cool. Let's do it.
Figure it out. If it doesn't happen, oh well. But one can dream, right? So, and if we do, though, if we do, we'll have 2 days of fishing. I'll have to have you out for 2 days. 1 day with Al, and then another day of just pure shenanigans. Because Al's a great dude, but Al's real professional too. And I have a feeling you and I on a boat having some character times. It could be a good time. So, yes. Well, Cliff, I'm sure you got more smoothies to make. You got boat rigging to do. Kids should be getting home soon they were at a birthday party having good times with mom. So you got some things going. I'm going to turn you loose. Cliff, thank you very much. Anything you want to say to everybody before I turn you loose, the fans?
Yeah, the fans are awesome. Thanks for giving us a job and following us and taking part and riding on this journey that we call life in tournament bass fishing. Thank you all very much for keeping us around.
Awesome, man. Thank you. That is truth. That is truth right there. And always have fun. It ain't worth doing if you're not having fun, man.
That is correct.
So, right on. Cliff, have a great night, man. Take it easy, and let's keep in touch, brother. So,
holla. Let's do it.
Good luck in that NPFL. I want to see you up there holding some donkeys. So, swing for the fences, man. Swing for the fences. All right. Have a great night, man.
Have a good one.
Good old Cliff Crochet, Cajun Baby himself. I tell you what, you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited to see him on the NPFL. That is, like we were talking about a few minutes ago, earlier in the broadcast, that just seems like it's a platform that's just growing and getting lots of momentum, lots of attention. There's some big money can still be made in the NPFL. Just talk to Canterbury about that. He cashed 2 fat NPFL checks this year. So it's going to be great to see what Cliff can do. Hopefully he gets out there and just hits some home runs. Because I know if he gets a little nibble on the end of that thing, he's going to swing. That boy right there can crack a freaking hook set like you wouldn't believe. And you know what? One of my favorite, before I turn you guys loose, I'm going to give you some advice that I got from Cliff Crochet from some of his Monday morning hook sets. Guys, follow him on his platforms. He's always out giving out advice. And this is something I say almost every time I go fishing, and I heard it from Cliff. Hook sets are free. Hook sets are free. So if you think you're getting bite or whatnot, those times that you go, set the hook. You never know. And I've kind of taken that, and I've not caught a lot of fish from setting the hook. But there's a lot more fish that I think I've caught because I didn't hesitate. I gave it a try. So, yeah, that's definitely something that Cliff told me. And I always say, like Cliff says, hook sets are free. So get out there, guys. Set some hooks on life. and have fun. And guys, we will see you next Tuesday. Make sure you're watching us on right here on YouTube and Facebook. It's just under KastKing. Give us a like, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, but also check us out on Instagram, KastKing USA. We have a secondary channel called KastKing Community. And then check us out over on TikTok. Lots of crazy things happening on TikTok, guys. That is also KastKing USA, guys. Lots of lives going on. Hunter's always over there driving things and attention and stuff like that. So it's going to be a good time. So, guys, that's going to do it for me. I will see you guys next Tuesday night. Yep, I'll be back next Tuesday night. And you know what? I'm going to try to brew up a giveaway. Good for you guys. We got some cool promotions coming on, and you guys know Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So start putting them pennies away, start socking them extra change away, because KastKing's going to have some deals, especially for that angler you love and your family for Valentine's. Guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to go. I got a dirt bike I got to go work on in the garage while the wife's at church, and then, hey, it's first meal for the day for me coming up. So I'm out of here. You guys have a great night. God bless you all. We'll see you next week. I'm out.